I really debated on whether to put this video up or not. It is kind of a personal subject, and I was like, do I put it on the app? Do I put it on our YouTube? And we kind of just went back and forth. Ariana's watched through the video and she's okay with putting it on YouTube. So this was a very real conversation that I had with Ariana. So sorry if during parts of it, it's hard to hear her. We were in the car and it was kind of loud and she was talking kind of quiet, but I was more concerned on what she was saying than talk louder for the camera kind of thing. So it is very real. Sorry if it's hard to understand a few parts of it, but hopefully you understand what she's saying. And I think this is just very sensitive subject for not only adoptive parents, but also kids. And that is their biological family and whether to meet them, kind of what happened in their past, were they really loved by their birth family. And it's just such a hard subject. So we are trying our best. We have had several conversations since then. We do have some concerns about her meeting her biological family, but thank you to everybody on the app who gave me some amazing advice. And we are going to reach out to her biological mom anonymously first and kind of fill out the situation. So this conversation is very real. I'm not going to put music and make it all like I normally do to videos. I find it fun to do that, but this video is just very real. It's just a real conversation that we had. So I do feel like this is a very important thing to talk about, though. At the same time, even sometimes those hard things to talk about are the most important. So I do feel like this is important for you guys to hear, and let's get on to the video.
Let's forget the things we can't change, the tears and the shame. We've so much to gain if our hearts beat for the here and the now. We'll make it somehow. What do you say? Look up to the sky and see the light. Feel the air in your lungs, it'll be alright. Every breath that you take means you're in the fight. Let it take you higher.
When we went to get into our van a couple days ago, the battery was dead. So we actually had to take 2 cars that day to what we were doing because we were bringing everybody with us. So we are headed to Walmart, or AutoZone actually. Are we going to AutoZone? We're going to AutoZone. We're going to try AutoZone first, and we're going to get a new battery for our van. So that's where we're headed. Since we have 45 minutes before we get to where we're going, we love to talk in the car. And we usually pick a topic and we kind of talk about that topic and go into more detail and just have a really good conversation. So one of the things that Ariana's been asking a lot about is her biological mom. So we've kind of just been in the car talking about it, and you're going to be a part of the conversation. So here we go. She's just been wondering about her biological mom, and she doesn't have a lot of memory of her, very vaguely. I think the last time she saw her, she was 9. No, you were like 7 years old last time you saw her. But so what's kind of your questions, or what are you thinking about it?
So one question that I've been really wanting to know, and that's been on my mind for a while, is if my mom really did love me. And I feel like a lot of kids who've been in foster care and have been adopted relate to this, because I mean, why would your mom want to give you up, or like how come she couldn't overcome her addiction? And I know my parents tell me that she really did love me, but did she really? And I would really like to hear it from her, because a lot of my family say that she did, but I don't know if she really did if I don't hear from her, because it's like, I want to know the truth. If she can't tell me that herself, then
so I think a lot of our kids can kind of relate to how Ariana's feeling. However, not all of our kids feel the same way. Some of our kids have no desire to meet their biological family, and then some really want to, and some really want answers. And that's kind of what Ariana's been bringing up to me lately, is she just wants answers. She wants answers about her past. She wants just kind of closure to that whole chapter.
So I would really like to hear it from her, because after all that she put me and my biological siblings through, I don't feel like that's showing your children that you really do care and love them. So in my perspective, in that situation, I didn't feel like she did. So I would really like to hear it from her.
I do do like to be very open and honest with my kids when it comes to the situation. So in foster care, a lot of times the parents are addicted, there's drugs involved, different things like that. So I don't ever want them to go into a situation with expectations. And so something I was just telling Ariana is I don't want her to go into the situation hoping that her biological mom says certain things, and that's ultimately not what she ends up saying. We had a foster daughter who was 17 when she came to us. She aged out and she actually moved to another state to find her biological mom to get answers, and it just wasn't the answers that she wanted. And her biological mom ended up saying some really hurtful and very painful things to her. Instead of telling her that she loved her, she actually told her that she wished she wasn't born. And our foster daughter was devastated, and she since has picked up the pieces. She's doing amazing in life, and she vows to be the best mom, you know, out there. And I think that that's so amazing for her. But I've also heard of really good success stories of them talking to them and the kid able to get the closure that they want. So I really hope that this is the case with Ariana's. But we are currently searching for her biological mom to be able to sit down and have that conversation. I don't know if we'll be able to record it. I mean, obviously we'll keep you guys updated. I hope that we'll be able to record it just so that we can share that with all of you. And so that some of you, maybe that you've been adopted out there, or I know that there's other foster families that watch us. And the more that we can make this subject public and for it to not be so taboo to talk about these things, because I do think that they're important, and I do think that a lot of adopted kids think about these things but are too scared to bring it up to their adoptive parents, or feel like, you know, their adoptive parents will feel like they don't love them or they don't appreciate everything that they do for them. I know that Ariana loves us, and I know that she appreciates everything we do, and that we're her parents, you know, forever, for time and all eternity. But I think it's okay to have these questions and want answers. So
from an adoptive parent's perspective, it's very scary for an adopted child to want to meet their parents or to converse with them. It's not that I'm insecure, but there is always that fear from an adoptive parent's standpoint that, you know, the biological parents are just gonna say all the right things, and the child's just gonna, you know, oh, I gotta go back with them, I gotta be with them. And that's a scary thing, and that's normal, that's very natural. But on the other hand, Crystal and I believe that the more people in a child's life that love them, the better off you are. So if, you know, Ariana meets her mom and she says all the right things, it's good that there's another person in Ariana's life that loves her, and that would make me so happy. I just really hope that Ariana does get the closure that she's looking for if we're able to find and meet with her mom.
So Ariana, I just want you to know that you're loved and you're cared about, and we will love you no matter what. So no matter how the situation turns out, whether it's good or bad, or if you get the closure that you want, I really hope that you'll get the answers that you're hoping for.